Welcome to Data on My View. In today's video, I'm going to show what is shared datasets in Power BI. From the name itself, you can understand. So we are going to create a dataset, and that dataset can be used for multiple reports. So that is called shared datasets. So let's get started. So once you logged in, you can go to your workspace, your my workspace, or any of the app workspace. You can see an option called create. There you can see an option called report. So when you click report, you'll be seeing the available datasets in your tenant. So it is going to show all the datasets from all the workspaces. Alright, so here we have different columns like name of the dataset, endorsement and owner, then finally which workspace it belongs to, then last refreshed date. Alright, so here under endorsement you can set different batches. So I'll show you how to set that up. So here I can choose any of the dataset and I can start create a report. For example, if I choose this customer profitability sample or this one, I can click create. So it is going to open a window where I can create a report with using these tables or fields. So here the limitation is I can't add any DAX script on this Power BI service. So all I have to do is I just drag and drop and I have to create a report. For example, let us try to create a simple visual. Alright, so just created a simple report. I'm just saving this report. Let's say sample. So once I saved it, this report will be available under this workspace. Here you can see sample. If I go to datasets, I'll be seeing only the previous datasets. Like it has not created a new dataset called sample. So if I go here and if I choose this view related, it is going to show the reports that is using this particular dataset. So here I can see two reports are using this customer profitability sample dataset. So it's a simple concept, like we can create multiple reports using a single dataset. So that's called shared datasets in Power BI. So we have different options. So you may get different questions like if you are creating a dataset which is more secured data, you don't want to expose the data to other users or users from other workspaces. So if that is the case, you have different options, like you can go to a specific dataset and you can go to manage permission and you can see who are all access to this dataset. So if any other user is want to access this particular dataset, you need to add that user here. Alright, if a new user wants to access this dataset, they can't access. So you have to provide access to access this dataset to create reports against that. So that's one of the security thing that you need to know. So you can secure your dataset by providing this access. Alright, so this is one feature, and the other option is like endorsement. So I already showed endorsement. So here it is another column within that shared dataset. So if you want to enable the endorsement, you can go to dataset and you can go to settings, and here you can see an option called endorsement. So this is for each dataset. So if I expand this, I can see three different options, like a default. So when you set default, it is not going to show any batches. When I say promoted, it is going to show this particular dataset as a promoted. So it means I can promote this dataset with a batch, so it is going to show as a promoted, and it can be used by any other users within that workspace or any other workspace. And the third option is certified, which is more secured way, like by default it won't be enabled. So in your organization you need to create a group with a different set of users who can certify your dataset. So if you say certified, then this particular batch will be displayed against this dataset. So anyone want to build the report, they can see whether it is a certified dataset and then start using that. For example, if I click promoted, if I go to this create option and click report, I can see certified and promote. So these are the different batches that I can identify which datasets are certified by the organization and which datasets are promoted by the dataset authors or owners. So I can differentiate and I can choose the specific one for my reporting. So if you click report and if you choose, then you have to create everything on the Power BI service. There is another option like you have a Power BI desktop and you want to connect with your published dataset. So here if we go to get data, and you can see an option called Power BI datasets. So click that Power BI dataset. It is going to show as same as in Power BI service. So it is going to show the list of datasets and the endorsement and the owner workspace other informations. So here you can choose any datasets. For example, if I choose a dataset called let's say time zone testing, I can click create. So here one of the benefit is like still you can't modify or edit your data sources. In modeling tab you can see an option called new measure. So whereas this particular feature is not available in Power BI service, but when you connect with Power BI desktop you will be seeing this particular feature. So you can click a new measure and you can start writing a DAX script using any of these fields, and you can use that measure for your reporting. So once you have completed the report, you can publish that. That particular report will be deployed to the workspace that you are selecting. So the measure that you created only related or only available to that particular report. It will not add on the source data set. So it will be only available on the this particular report. So since we are pointing to the shared dataset, it will not affect anything on the original dataset. Alright, so it's just like adding a branch to the original dataset. So that's a difference between creating a Power BI report in service and a Power BI desktop. So once you created a report in Power BI service, still you can download that report. You have a download option, and in case you are in this workspace and you are trying to create a report and pointing to the dataset which is on a different workspace, then it is going to create a report, also create a dataset. So when it is going to create a dataset, it is going to create a linked entity. For example, let me try to create a report from a different dataset. Let's say I'm using this particular dataset, certified dataset. Click create. So here I can create. I'm just simply saving that. So once I saved, this particular report will be stored in this workspace, whereas that dataset was there in a different position. But still I can see the same dataset, but here you can see an icon. So it's a linked dataset. So whereas these are a dedicated dataset on this workspace, where this drill one is the linked dataset, the original dataset is available on the different locations. Go to that workspace and I can see drill. If I go to datasets and if I click this view related, it is going to show the reports from this workspace and the other workspaces. So it is going to list out the other reports which are pointing to this dataset. So you can easily identify those informations. So that's it about shared datasets. If you are an administrator, you have to go to admin portal. You need to go to tenant settings, where you need to see this option, dataset certification. So this is a place where you have to specify your security groups, where the users who can certify the datasets. So you can add them here, so that that particular user will be having access to that dataset and can choose the certify option. The another prerequisite is that same user should be as a member of that particular workspace, so that that user can go to that dataset and they can choose certify option. So that's it about shared dataset. Please subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you.